I'm Sean Dye. Welcome to this free art lesson today. Today we're going to do a quick Southwestern landscape. We're going to be using the materials from my Real Art Academy starter set, so if you haven't seen the video yet, you should go to jerrysartorama.com and check out that video. You can also do a full-length DVD with me, and it's called Country Landscape. So let's get started. So this is a photograph I took in Sedona, in Arizona, one of my favorite places to paint. And I just printed it out at home on my inkjet printer. And so I'm going to put that up here. And I picked this scene because I really like these rocky structures. There's a middle ground with some nice trees, and then a little bit of field and some kind of scrubby trees, a little cactus down here. And what we're going to do is we're going to basically do some India ink sketching on this tannish brown paper here. And then we're going to overlay some quick strokes of pastel to try to give the impression of the scene. So I have my Best Day wash brush here, my 3/4 or 1/2 inch brush, and I've got some India ink. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some straight ink, and I'm going to use some ink that's diluted on my palette paper, and that will kind of turn it into grays, light colors. So I think what I'll do is I'll start actually more like a watercolor painting, and I'll start with some light passages first and block in the big shapes. So I'll look at the structure here. And so I have my light source coming from this direction. When you paint these structures in real life, you feel dwarfed by their size. They're really enormous. So you want to try to give the impression that you're sort of looking up at them. And one of the things about painting rocks or drawing rocks is they're pretty geometric. And when I first went to the Southwest and I started trying to paint these structures, I found that they all looked like big lumps of clay or mud when I was working on them, and I realized that I needed to make them a little bit more angular. Put some trees in here. I chose this color paper because it's a nice middle color that dark colors and light colors will both sort of pop off. And it's a desert scene, so there's a nice color there. That kind of neutral color is a good base. I'm going to go a little darker now. So I'm using a slightly higher density of ink here. So a little more ink to water. I'll enhance my shadows over here. And you'll find that this paper is very absorbent. So the ink soaks in pretty quickly, so you'll have to reload your brush frequently. And working in the field, I would use this same technique to get a quick study of the shadows before they had a chance to change on me. And I want to lead the viewer in here a little bit. So I'm going to sort of exaggerate my perspective with these angled lines here. I'll deepen my shadows a touch over here. Really push this into the darkness. And in the middle. And then what we'll do is we're going to switch to some pastel here, give it some color. So you could wait for it to dry, but it's not necessary. The pastel will still stick to it. So we're going to jump right in. I'll move my pastels a little closer here. And I'm going to start with the kind of rocky colors that we have there. So I've got a handful of browns and reddish browns, a little bit of this pink, some yellow, maybe this yellow-orange. So all these kind of neutrally earth tones. And it's okay if you work your pastel right into the ink. It's not going to do any harm. Love going out to the Southwest to paint. It's very exciting. It's very different from my home in Vermont. So I get to see different colors, different kinds of light. Speaking of light, as I'm looking through here, I'm seeing some shadows that feel purple to me. So I'm going to just put a few of those in while I'm recognizing them. And I'm going to heighten this light here with this yellow-orange. Use some exaggerated color here. And I can probably put a little bit of this along the desert floor here. And then I'll soften that with a little bit of yellow that's not quite as bright. The yellow ochre color here. I'm going to put some green in for the trees. It's nice to see how those greens play against the orangey colors. And when you see it in real life, it's very exciting, color-wise. And I've got a dark brown here, and this will give me a chance to get some of the trees and the vegetation in. Put a little sky color in there, and in the Southwest there tends to be pretty flat skies, not a whole lot of detail often. So I'm going to start with this kind of light white here, and I'm going to blend that with this pale blue. And then I'm going to take this pink color here. I'm going to come in and really put some light on the edges of these rock structures here. So there's a lot of dramatic lighting that's coming in. We're going to end it there. So we have some rocky structures, we've got a little bit of light coming down, some vegetation, and offset by the sky. So thanks for joining me for this lesson, and I hope you will check out the DVDs, Country Landscape, and also you can see more paintings at my website at SeanDyeStudio.com, and you can see more free art lessons at jerrysartaround.com.